There's Niagara Falls. One look and you'll understand why it's one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. But it's the water diverted about 2.5 miles above the falls that powers the turbine generators of the New York Power Authority's Niagara Power Project. Here, part of the river's flow passes through 2 intake structures into 2 huge underground tunnels or conduits, each 66 feet high and 46 feet wide. Together, they transport 600,000 gallons of water per second under the city of Niagara Falls, the town of Niagara, and the town of Lewiston, emptying 4.5 miles later into the forebay of the Niagara Power Project. From the forebay, water flows west and through the 13 turbine generators of the Robert Moses Niagara Power Plant, which sits atop the Niagara Gorge. East of the forebay is the Lewiston Pump Generating Plant and Reservoir, used to generate additional electricity at times of peak consumer demand. All this is made possible by a 1950 U.S.-Canadian treaty that preserved the beauty of Niagara Falls, but made more water available for power production. On average, more than 200,000 cubic feet of water, or 1.5 million gallons per second, flow from Lake Erie into the Niagara River. During daylight hours in the tourist season, April through October, about half of that water must flow directly over Niagara Falls. The rest of the river's flow can be diverted above the falls by the Power Authority and Ontario Power Generation to generate electricity. At night in the tourist season and at all other times year-round, water flows over the falls can be cut in half, providing additional water for power production. When demand for electricity is lowest, some of the water entering the Niagara Project forebay is pumped through the Lewiston Pump Generating Plant into the Lewiston Reservoir for storage and later use. The reservoir covers nearly 1,900 acres and holds up to 22 billion gallons of water. When power demand increases, Lewiston's pump motors are reversed and become turbine generators. Water is then released from the reservoir, spinning the Lewiston units to produce electricity. That same water then flows on to the main Moses plant, where it produces still more power. From there, the water is returned to the lower Niagara River, where it flows north to Lake Ontario. All told, the Niagara Power Project is capable of producing about 2.4 million kilowatts of electricity, making it one of the largest hydroelectric power plants in the world and New York State's largest generator of electricity. The electricity generated at the Moses and Lewiston plants travels through underground cables to the project switchyard, where it then flows over 21 transmission lines at voltages of 115, 230, and 345 kilovolts. Low-cost Niagara Project electricity serves residential consumers and Western New York industries, protecting about 50,000 jobs in Western New York. To help meet New York State's growing energy needs, the Power Authority is upgrading all 13 units at the main Moses plant. This will increase the Niagara Project's ability to produce power at times of peak demand, when consumers need it most. Please enjoy the rest of your visit to the New York Power Authority's Niagara Power Project.
Interesting. See,